I was there and I saw what you did. I saw it with my own 2 eyes.
Now we're just talking.
You ran 45 laps under caution for no reason. And that pissed me off. But anyway.
Did you feel it coming in the air?
I did. I felt it coming. I told you. It's going to rain.
Well, everybody around us knew it was going to rain.
And it was going to rain, and it started raining. And then I told you, as soon as they went to caution and it started sprinkling, I said, they're done. It's over. They're not going to try to go back to caution. Or go back to green after the
back to caution.
I'm still upset about it. I ran fucking 45 laps.
Welcome back to the Highline, episode 66.
Bullshit.
Trent Davis and Riley Embry.
Don't even want to be here right now.
Back from Atlanta. Well, about
a couple days.
Yeah, day and a half after from Atlanta. Yeah, we went. Well, I know at the end of last week's episode, we talked ourselves into it, and damn it, we did it. So, yeah, we went down at Hot Atlanta, and boy, it was woof. Hot Atlanta. It was hot. It was hot. It was hot for sure. We got down there about 3, right when they opened the gates and stuff, and yeah, that sun was a bitch. When we got there, walking around trying to find our seats. I was trying to find sunscreen for a long time. Got up there to our seats. Damn, seats were hot, boy. And we sat down for about 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. Then we're like, all right, we gotta get out of here. Gotta walk around or something, get some shade.
Yeah,
helping me find my sunscreen and stuff. But I had a good race experience.
Yeah, first time being down there. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah. Talked to some people, talked to some old time fans, talked to some new time fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a pretty damn good experience for sure. And the race was pretty good too. Yeah. We'll talk about your, we'll talk about your race experience or your race.
Like you said, we got there.
The venue,
early.
how was the venue, all that stuff.
Well, I feel like the midway there was kind of lackluster.
The midway,
where all the
vendors and stuff,
and haulers and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like that was kind of subpar to what I've seen at most of the races I've been to. Darlington's usually, for whatever reason, Darlington seems bigger, like a better atmosphere down there. Mm-hmm. Charlotte as well. But once we got in the track, we went up there, kind of viewed the track from every angle we could. Saw it from the front stretch at that bar. We went to our seats and saw it from turn 4. Then we went into the middle of 3 and 4 as far as we could. And then we walked to turn 1 and 2 and saw it from down there and ran into an old head on the way back and spoke with him for about 20 minutes about
it. It was more than that. It was like 30.
Yeah, we were there for a minute talking to him and then worked our way back to our seats about the time driver intros started. Mm-hmm. Sat down next to some young boys from
Indiana?
Kentucky. They're from Kentucky.
One guy's going to Indiana.
Yeah. So shouts out to those boys.
He was a Logano fan.
We had a Logano fan. We had a
Reddick fan. Bowman fan.
And
Byron?
Bell.
He had a Jeff Gordon hat on, though. It's very weird.
Yeah, but...
Oh, Indy. Well, where's Christopher Bell from? He's from...
Probably somewhere that way.
He's from the Midwest. Shit. He's around that Indiana area is what I was thinking. Maybe
Norman, Oklahoma.
That's right, Oklahoma. Yeah, kind of in that same area. So that's weird. I've never seen a Christopher Bell
fan.
Well, that is very. I mean, you might have a point there. But just have a Jeff Gordon hat and then a Christopher Bell shirt. It's very just weird.
Yeah,
very weird. But hey, all what's that saying? More power to you.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I found it. I found it down in there.
But it was once the race kicked off, it was a good race there in the first stage. Not for my guys though; they were kind of mired back in the back, and I was kind of upset. But I was like, I think once it cools down, they'll be pretty good.
You're skipping a whole section before the race of driver intros.
Oh, well, driver intros. nothing. Me, I got into it with a couple boys down there. They're some Chase Elliott fans, and they didn't like the fact that I was calling him a little bitch. Which, it is.
I was just laughing. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I don't think it was serious.
You had a Harvick. Nah, it was all good.
Yeah, but
fun. But the Harvick fans were going at me and the other Chase Elliott fans, and you were joining the Harvick fans, and then it just got kind of like a freeway, and then we had children in front of us cussing, and
it was great.
It was a great time.
One of them was a Kyle Busch fan. I mean, not Kyle Busch fan, a Brad Keselowski fan, so that was good.
No, I thought the Chris Buescher fan. Oh, that's right, the kid.
Yeah. Then there was a Buescher fan.
One Buescher fan, the whole other I don't think there was another Buescher fan the rest of the damn in the stands.
So that was good. We thought he was going to win that second stage there, but anyways, first stage was good. Not for my guys, but it was good racing there. We had Ty Gibbs. Who the fuck? Harrison Burton wrecked early.
I was trying to figure out who the hell you're talking about.
Not a whole lot happened the rest of that stage. When you're at the track and you're drinking, it's kind of difficult to remember the order of events. But
that is very true.
As far as the race goes, I mean, there was a couple big wrecks.
I was big wrecks.
There were a couple multi-car wrecks.
Yeah.
No big ones, but a couple, that took some guys out of it. Kyle Larson was involved in one, and Bowman and Hamlin, and then you had the wreck with the 7.
The 41 and the 23.
Yeah.
That was the last one.
Yeah, that's the one that ended the race. But stage 1 won by the 12. Probably should have been the 22. But the 12 got a run there at the end of the stage and ended up winning, and it was great.
The 5 made it 3 wide.
Yeah,
it was about between the 5 and the 12.
Yeah, so
I got a new Blaney hat, by the way.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about the other one here in a minute, but it was a good race. Into stage 1, beginning of stage 2, it had cooled down. The sun had gone down. The track was cooling off. You could tell they had a little bit more grip.
Mm-hmm.
And they were racing 3 wide all over the place. And the guy that was doing it the best was in that 6 car. Worked his way to the front from like 15th, 16th. I think the 17 was up there. I think he took 2 tires on that first pit stop. So he restarted towards the front. But Brad worked his way up there, and those 2 pretty much dominated the stage. Back and forth with Logano, and I think the 19 was up there for a little bit of that. Brad ended up winning that stage, so that was good. And then, stage 3 was wild because of the rain was coming and everybody knew it. And unfortunately, it was
a hell of a racing, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, it came a little too quick. That wreck came a little too quick.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, same. But the rain came. The wreck happened probably 10 minutes before the rain came.
It's true.
And I think Brad would have got there. I don't know if he would have won the race because of the way that this racing works.
Yeah, but I say circumstance.
He definitely would have had a chance.
Oh, yeah.
Had it stayed green until it started raining.
Yeah.
And, I feel like the race should have gone back to green. I'll talk about that later as well. But, once that wreck happened, that final wreck, they ride under caution for 15 minutes. It's kind of bullshit. And nobody else had a chance to get up there and do it. And the 24 got a lucky win there. So it is what it is. What were your thoughts on it?
It was a lucky win by Byron, but you got to give him credit because he was not in the lead after Brad and all them pitted. So he had to pass the 34, the 16. He had to make some moves to get up to the front. So I wouldn't say it's all just luck. I mean, the 24 did his job and got up to the front. It's not like he was the leader after y'all pitted and just held on. Like he was like 3rd or 4th because he spun out. He was one of the 3rd to last caution. It's like a 7 just kind of dumped him, or just kind of like a racing incident going down the front stretch or whatever, and William got turned and that strategy that spin allowed him to kind of do something different at the back with all these other guys, and it wound out working well for him. As he won the race when the rain was in the lead when the rain came. But my at track experience, it was good, man. I mean, it wasn't the best at track experience I've ever had. It was definitely the most the least amount of people I've ever been at or have ever been with at a NASCAR race. Like it was, and I mean it was pretty busy. Don't get me wrong, but all the races I've ever been to, it was the least amount of people that I had to deal with. The cell phone reception was not as bad at Atlanta than every other track I've ever been to. So that's good, but I think it's probably because it wasn't a sellout. It wasn't 60, 70,000 people there. It's probably like 40, 45. What you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, our section was the busiest.
Oh, yeah.
It looked like.
Yeah.
We were sitting at the exit of turn 4.
The cheap seats.
And, I mean, there were good seats. The only place that we couldn't really see that well was right at the exit of turn 4, like right where the pit road started.
Larson spun and where Bowman and Hamlin.
It was difficult to see right there for about 100 feet. Our view was kind of obstructed just because of the banking and the wall.
Yeah.
But other than that, we could see the entire track. And our section was packed. I mean, there was maybe a open seat here or there, but there wasn't really any big chunks of people missing. You look down to the front stretch, there was a little bit more emptiness, and that's just because those tickets were higher, way expensive compared to what we paid. So, it wasn't the busiest race I've been to, but it wasn't like it was a ghost town there. I mean, it was still a bunch of motherfuckers watching that race.
Yeah, it's probably the race that I've been to that was the most closest to that as far as like the people goes is probably the 2014 Martinsville spring race that I went to, where it's fucking cold. I went with my mom and my grandma, and I mean, it was busy at Martinsville, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like stupid crazy. I can remind 2013 Bristol, the spring race, when I went with my dad and my grandma and my brother and stuff. That one wasn't too bad, but that was my first NASCAR race that I really remember going to. And there were open seats definitely, but yeah, it wasn't like Darlington the past couple of years. Darlington had, at least it felt like Darlington had way more people. Talladega, I know Talladega had way more than that. Charlotte has had more than that. The races I've been to at Charlotte, so that was a little bit of adjustment period. Just not having to deal with as much bullshit as you normally do with people trying to get to certain,
early.
Yeah.
There wasn't a ton of people there until like green flag.
Yeah, 5:36. Yeah, because we got there at 3, got to our seats about 3:30, and then probably not even 3:30, probably like close to 4, and then we sat there for about 45 minutes, got down about 4:45, and didn't get back up there till 6. And when we were there at 4 to like 4:45, there was hardly anybody sitting. We saw a woman that about passed out above us early because it was so hot. And I heard reports. I heard people on their security on their radios throughout the event that they were having problems with people having dehydration problems and
I will say
losing
this:
consciousness and stuff like
Atlanta,
that.
they were giving out free water, and they had like water towels, cool towels to give out. And
right at our section.
Yeah, just buckets of them everywhere, and so a shout out to them for doing that. They, just the little things. They had cool rooms you could go into to cool off.
Which we never did that.
We didn't need to do it, but somebody made needed to, so they went in there.